And welcome to the Geek Static. Just an unannounced live video coming at you right now. Want to go over some things with Star Wars. Mandalorian's been out for a while now. Got what, 5 episodes in, I believe. I've enjoyed it. We're on chapter 13 in season 2. Crazy stuff happened tonight. I'm not going to spoil anything here, but at least not until if anybody comes in tonight. I know it's kind of late for me to just now be getting started on this stuff, but yeah, it was conflicted. Like I was excited, but also kind of annoyed with things because there's certain character that's in there that I've never been a big fan of, but was impressed by the way this character was brought on screen and some other mentions that were made in the program or show uh, made me actually pretty happy. And I was like, I made an audible sound, and my wife looked at me and was like, "You're such a nerd." I am, but hey, Jeffrey, small time guys, joining me in the comments there. Just me tonight. I'm not going to have any pals with me. I wanted to just shove the Mandalorian stuff aside. I've got some comic book, well, the trade paperbacks. I've been debating getting rid of all Star Wars comics. Now I got rid of all the single issues that I had. There were a couple, a handful that I kept from the canon, but I don't have the time to read these things, and they keep pushing these comics out. I have trade paperbacks. I've got a lot here. I was going to go through each of them actually and show you guys what I have, and I'm really debating on getting rid of them because I've fallen so far behind. I don't see myself catching up anytime soon. And like the price on these things range from 17 to 20 something dollars, and I think they're coming out still like once, two, maybe even 3 times a month with all these different series and things that they've got going on now. And I can't even keep up. I've got the 2 Darth Vader series here. I think they're on their third or fourth now. I don't know. I've been out of the loop, but I don't even know which order they come in anymore. If you're not consistently reading the comic books, I think it's very easy to get lost with these things. But like, I just there's a comic shop down the street. They usually buy all this stuff from you. I don't know how much they'll buy back trade paperbacks, but if you have a good series of comics, like a long run of the single issues, they pay a decent price if you have a lot in a series or a full run of a certain comic. But when it comes to the whole trades, I don't know what they will do. But this is a Darth Vader one. Looks like it's from Charles Soule, which I know he's going to be writing the first Light of the Jedi, Old Republic or High Republic books. He's going to be kicking that off. I think the book comes out in January. Some people apparently already have the book. For some reason, I don't. But anyway, I've got other stuff I could be reading right now and have started reading. We'll go over that in a little bit. But right here, I've got the trade paperback of Darth Vader by Charles Soule. This is, I think they collect like issues 1 through 5. But I'm going to be getting, I really think I'm going to be getting rid of these things because they take up too much space, and I'm not reading them, like I said, and I've fallen so far behind. Like the stack here, I will show you what I have and have not read. That Vader, I have read it. This is number 2, Legacy's End. Read this one. I'm just going to throw in a bag next to me. We've got Darth Vader number 3. Yes, The Burning Seas. Now, I'm not sure how many more of these were supposed to have been. Maybe 4 or a total of 5. I don't know if this Darth Vader series shut down after issue number 20 or 25 or what. Hey, Jonathan, in the comments there. But that's it with that Darth Vader series. I have another one here, Darth Vader. This one might have been the first Vader one that came out. Darth Vader, just titled Vader. I'm going to get rid of this stuff too. This one introduces Dr. Aphra, a character that I cannot stand, but yeah, a lot of people do like her. The thing that I hated about her in the comic books is like her artwork has never been consistent, like ever, and it drives me crazy because it's like sometimes she looks like she has like, you know, she looks Asian, and other times she does not. It's the weirdest thing. Is like, guys, can you make up your mind on how you want this character to look? But yeah, that's number 2, Shadows and Secrets, Darth Vader. Then we have Darth Vader number 3, the Shutoran War. Cool cover. Looks more like a movie poster or a video game type artwork. But very forgettable, this run, because I can't really tell you anything about it. I think that was the which goes to show the Afra. I don't care about her at all. I think that the Afra audiobook was based off of these comics. I know it was like an adaptation of either her comic run or the Darth Vader with Afra in it, or the mixture of the both. I talked about it in my review. But anyway, this is Darth Vader number 4. I mean, I do like a majority of the covers on all of these things, but now you got the Death Star in the background with X-Wings on the front there. And while we're around Dr. Afra, I've got Dr. Afra number 1. I could not stand reading these things. I don't know why I even purchased these. I wanted to know everything canon before I decided why. What's the point? Why spend all of my life reading everything Star Wars? I got other things that I need to be doing. Here's Dr. Afra. Dr. Afra and the Enormous Prophet. So yes, this is where the Dr. Afra audio drama comes from. It's insane. We've got All American Cornbread in here saying, I recently sold my Darth Vader omnibus of that run for $230. Crazy what people will pay out of print stuff. That is insane. Dang. And All American Cornbread still has the Waru scales as a profile photo. You're crazy. Jonathan Reed says, I didn't read any of the new books or comics. Well, there are a few books that are really good in the new canon, but there's also a lot of crap. So I'm not saying you're missing anything. I'm interested to know if you're watching The Mandalorian at all. Dr. Afra number 3. This is called Remastered. I hate this character with a passion. So annoying. In All American Cornbread, I'm interested to know if, okay, you said it was the omnibus. Okay. So I guess that's like the collection of all the trades and everything put together. I don't know all my comic book lingo, but here we have Vader Down, which was like a tie-in with the Darth Vader run and Star Wars mainline. It's hard to keep track of all this stuff, but yeah, Vader Down. I remember they had some pretty decent artwork in this one, I think. But it also had Dr. Afra in that one. Another crossover between Star Wars and Afra. We have the Screaming Citadel. I really didn't care for this. Anything with Afra, I don't care for. Screaming Citadel. Then we're gonna move over here to the sequel stuff. I have the Poe Dameron number 1, Black Squadron. This was okay. Poe Dameron, The Gathering Storm. This is number 2. We have Poe Dameron number 3, Legend Lost. And then number 4, Legend Found. Now I could be wrong about this again, but I think there were 5 trades that came out, and I do not have the 5th. So, my fault for not picking that up. But, you know, they have books, the comics, all this stuff is just so overwhelming all the time, every month. Jonathan, yes, I love The Mandalorian way better than the new movie. Yes, though Force Awakens was good. Yeah, it's a bummer. Me and my wife talked. We watched The Mandalorian earlier tonight, and I told her, I said, it's crazy that The Mandalorian is actually like so much better than the sequel trilogy. And I said the prequel trilogy. And she's like, prequels, like, you know, the first 3? And I was like, I mean, no. I mean the sequel. I've been doing that recently. I've been saying prequels when I mean the sequels. And she's like, well, why do you say that? Because it feels like The Mandalorian knows where they're going. They know what they're doing. They have a team that is writing a story, and they're going with it. You know, they're not afraid to take odd turns. While the movie was, I guess it did take a wild turn too, and pissed off a lot of people, but it's not the turn that they should have made. It was a very crappy one. And it was like, here's your movie. Somebody else take it, do your movie, and then let's just throw this guy's script out and bring back J.J. Abrams. But that's a whole new other conversation that we could have. I am really disappointed with the way that the sequels turned out, but I think that Jon Favreau is really doing something good and special with The Mandalorian, and is trying to fix the errors. There's a lot of cool stuff that's been happening in the last several episodes of The Mandalorian. I'm excited to see what else is coming. I don't know how many episodes are going to be in season 2. I'm going to guess probably maybe 3 more, right? Does that sound right to you guys? All American Cornbread. It had all the Karen Gillian Darth Vader stuff. I like the art, but Dr. Aphra is too smug and disrespectful to Vader. Yeah, I think she got away with talking to Vader. She said too many stupid things. I don't like her. She makes me mad. Anyway, I have these. I don't think I will sell these. I have Star Wars A New Hope adaptation, and that's actually got the cool like comic book art in there. This is a special edition trilogy set. I have The Empire Strikes Back, and then I have Return of the Jedi. So I might keep the film adaptations, as I also have Rogue One, a Star Wars story, which I really did like that film. I know this movie has been trending a lot on Twitter. I don't know why. Didn't really care to look into it, but it was trending. And I think Return of the Jedi was too, maybe? I don't know. Don't really care. But anyway, Han Solo. This is just a collection of the 5 issues that came out. I really didn't like this one. I don't know why on the ones that I didn't like, I bought them anyway. Maybe it was just like, oh, I have to have them all on my bookshelf, which I don't have them on my bookshelf anymore. They were in a shelf in my closet, just up in the corner. I have Princess Leia. This was awful, but this one also did have little Naboo in it, and it had a glimpse of Padme in like a stained glass window. That was like the only thing that was like, oh, that's kind of neat. Is like Leia looks up at it and it's like, she has no idea who the woman is. Jonathan, because the Mando does not follow the same beats as the movies. Yes, the sequel movies are rehashed from the past movies, copy and paste scenes. Yep, I can agree with that. And with The Rise of Skywalker, it took me forever to finally decide to buy it on Blu-ray, and I only got it because my kid was like, what's that new one? What's that new one? And I was like, oh, okay, I guess it's time to just go ahead and get it and let him watch it. He hasn't watched it yet. He doesn't. It's like he forgot about it. After I got it, I was like, look, I got it. And he's like, cool, thanks. And then we never watched it. This was an awful one. Chewbacca. I think Chewbacca goes, I can't remember if he crash lands on some planet or has to land and do something. And some little villager lady or girl helps him out, find the parts for his ship. Lando. This is a dull read. This one, I might need to reread this one before selling it, just because maybe there's some ties into Mandalorian or other things that I might need to catch back in this. Shattered Empire. This takes place after Return of the Jedi. I hate the cover that they went with Shattered Empire. I remember the single issues had excellent cover art images. And then we have Captain Phasma. Some of these I actually did little reviews for. I don't think I did video reviews. I wrote them out and put them on my website. And Phasma, I believe, was reviewed on the website. Here we have Darth Maul. So he wants to go kill some Jedi, I think, and Sidious is like, nope, now's not your time. You better cool it. I think I reviewed this one too. I have not read this one. I don't know why, but Thrawn. This is an adaptation of the first book from Timothy Zahn that came out in canon. So I'm going to keep that one for now. I need to read that. I have the Force Awakens adaptation. What's crazy about this one is it's from Chuck Wendig. Ugh, gag me. Did not like that. I might hang on to that just because it's the film adaptation. Like I said, I might keep those. I'm debating it. Might get rid of it. I do not have The Last Jedi, and I don't even know if they ever came out with the Rise of Skywalker comic book adaptation. I don't recall ever seeing it in stores or hearing anyone ever talk about it. So I need to look into that. Let's see. Jonathan says, I love to read. Hey, yeah, man, me too. I love reading myself. Okay, I've got Star Wars #1. This is called Skywalker Strikes. What was disappointing with this is we actually see Darth Vader and Luke face each other and like have a saber fight. It's like takes away that special moment in Empire Strikes Back when that's their first meeting with the lightsaber, the duels. But no, they had to ruin it with the comic books. Here is Volume 2, Showdown on the Smuggler's Moon. Don't recall what happened in that one. Of course, we also had in that Star Wars, I think it was like #1. Issue #2 was when Santa Starros showed up. That was like one of their original comic book characters, along with Afra. But yeah, there's a big controversy with this lady. Like, oh, she claims to be Han Solo's wife, and people were freaking out, saying that Han was a scoundrel. We already knew that, but people were getting mad about it. Hey, Mad Machad, thanks for joining. Going over some comic books, trade paperbacks that I'm most likely going to be selling. I just don't find joy in them anymore. We have issue #3, the most hideous comic book cover I think that there ever was. I can't remember what issue this was from, but Luke looks weird, very weird, disgusting, in fact. But yeah, that was Volume 3. I've got Volume 4, Last Flight of the Harbinger. That's a pretty cool cover. I don't mind that one. I'll be getting rid of that. This was a weird comic story. There was like a giant mountain in it that was a living being. We have Yoda's Secret War. This is Volume 5. So, yeah, I wasn't a fan of that. I think there were like little kids involved that he had to go save or something. This stuff is so, I don't remember any of it. It's not memorable at all. See, All American Cornbread. Too bad the Legend Epic collections can't stay in print, or I'd recommend you pick them up. Yeah, I keep hearing that. Maybe the way to go would be the digital comics for that. I think I had some of them on like a wish list for my Kindle, but I just haven't pulled the trigger on getting those yet. I just got so many books that I would want to read first, Yeah, Jonathan, Legends equals canon. Yeah, I know that's a big thing. A lot of people still say like, oh, canon's not canon. Legends is canon. That's cool. I mean, people choose their canon. That's kind of the cool thing about this stuff too, and the bummer. I mean, you have your options now. It's either you can go with the old expanded universe or the new canon stuff, which really isn't technically new canon anymore. It's just the expanded, or what do they call it? I think there's a term for it now that they're giving it. Not expanded universe, but extended universe. I don't know. They're trying to compete with the expanded universe, but it's not really working out. I don't know what I prefer really, honestly, because like I read a lot of good stuff in the expanded universe. I've read a lot of really bad stuff in the expanded universe, and the same with the new stuff. But the flaw with the new stuff is that they try to squeeze in stuff that does not. I'm not going to get into it. Get all political and stuff. It was just that stupid agenda crap that they try to push. It's unnecessary, and they just go wild with it. But anyway, Star Wars trade #6, Out Among the Stars. You have the hero of the saga, in my opinion, R2-D2. He is the basically like he's the Samwise Gamgee of the Star Wars universe, right? Nobody cares about R2. He's still my favorite. We have #7, The Ashes of Jeddah, which was okay. I think there were some lines in here. I think that Luke said that I was like, that's pretty cool. I think he goes through and slaughters a bunch of people and doesn't have any regrets, I think. But yeah, that was number 7 there. And then we have Star Wars number 8, Mutiny at Mon Cala. So yeah, and that's it with the Star Wars mainline. That's all I've got. Never picked up anything after that. But I did read the Star Wars mainline all the way through. Yeah, I've got some others here that we'll go over too. Let's see. King Fufi Scar Squadron is really cool though. Scar Squadron, is that one of the comics? I can't remember Scar Squadron. See, is the Battlefront book good? Well, yeah, Battlefront Twilight Company. I absolutely love the Scar Squadron. Crap, that does sound familiar. Battlefront Scar Squadron. Dad brain going here, guys. But yeah, the Battlefront books are good. We have Twilight Company and Battlefront 2 Inferno Squad. I enjoyed both of those quite a bit. Mad Machad says, got a lot of Dark Horse Star Wars omnibuses on the buy on digital. Prefer physical copies, but it's affordable that way for me. Yeah, it's affordable. It's cheaper and space saver too. You know, like I'm running out of space. I've got one expanded universe bookshelf behind me that's maxed out, and then the canon shelf is getting close to being maxed out. But there's also World of Warcraft books on there, and then just other some of them I have not yet, but one of these days. Small time. Do you have more of an issue with the agenda or with the writing quality in the Disney Star Wars comics? Oh, with the Afra, that's just pure, like, I don't know, an agenda, or it makes people like me. I'm uncomfortable reading Afra. It's just so disgusting the way that they push certain things, and it's like, what does it do for the character? She's a horrible character. They just let's take Han Solo and Indiana Jones, put those together as one character, but we have to make her an extremely flaming homosexual. And it's, I think, in one of the issues, like every single person in the background was like the same sex and they were holding hands. It was the weirdest thing. I didn't like it. It was just too weird for me. And that's just, nothing against people that are all cool with that, but just not my style. I got a baby crying. Sorry, guys. Mama's gonna grab her, I think. Let's see what you guys are saying over here. The book could be better. Yeah, always buy physical copies, says Jonathan. King Fufi, the stormtrooper with the green lightsaber, was the leader, which I found really cool. Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember that. Him being an alien was even more cool. Mad Machad. Anyways, want to say hi. Have a good night. Well, have a good night, Mad Machad. Thanks for stopping by. The other comic books here that I've got. Now, this one I can't remember. I think this one ties into both Legends and the canon. That'd be Darth Maul, son of Dathomir. Now, if I'm wrong about that, please definitely correct me. But I'm pretty sure this was an expanded universe book first, and they decided, hey, let's just pull it over into canon. But yeah, I remember reading this one. This was all right. Got some Mandos in the back there, which I might hold on to this one because I definitely would like to explore more Mandalorian history, so I could be more in the know with all the stuff in the Mandalorian. I know there's been a lot of ties to Clone Wars, and now that it looks like they're pushing into some stuff from Rebels, which is pretty awesome. But All American Cornbread, it was supposed to be an episode of the Clone Wars. Okay, so an actual episode of the Clone Wars. Oh, okay. Which I blew through the Clone Wars so fast. I just binged watched it all, so I could probably go for another viewing of it to get a reminder on some of these things. But yeah, that cover is pretty sweet. And the Darksaber right? That's made its way into Mandalorian, which is pretty neat. And that's the thing too with like there's so many things that I dislike with the cartoons that they're pulling into the show that I give it more of a more like what is the word the susceptible to it. I'm like, oh okay, yeah, that's cooler now. I guess I could like that character a little bit better than before. I don't know why it works that way, but I guess it's just seeing it on a screen and live action just makes it more authentic for me, I guess. I don't know. I'm just a weirdo. Just a weirdo. I really did enjoy this comic series. And I read this before I'd ever watched a single episode of the cartoon Rebels. That was Kanan the Last Padawan. This is volume 1. So, yeah, Kanan Jarrus, the Last Padawan. And then we have volume 2, First Blood. There's that. This has like I think Order 66 happens in that comic book, and you get his perspective on what happens. It's pretty good. King Fufi, Qui-Gon was really neat in the show, in my opinion. In the show. Okay, so I'm looking at they're missing some comments up here. Okay, you guys are saying the son of Dathomir is dual canon. Jonathan says, if I was the CEO of Disney, I will let George Lucas do his sequel movies. Yeah, they should do something like that. It's a shame that Carrie Fisher's already dead, too. So I don't know what they'd do about that unless George didn't want to have them in the series and his sequel ideas. All American Incorporated, it was supposed to be an episode of the Clone Wars. It's talking about Son of Dathomir. People are agreeing. Qui-Gon was really neat in the show, in my opinion. I don't know what you're talking about. Qui-Gon, where was Qui-Gon? What show? What show are we talking about, King Fufi? All American Incorporated. All I know is Bo-Katan is the hottest 50-year-old I've ever seen. And that was funny. I see on all the photos comparing like what they looked like in the Clone Wars or Rebels, whichever shows that they appeared in, next to their real life people. And then people were like, here's Obi-Wan Kenobi, like the same times. And Obi-Wan Kenobi is just like this old shriveled up man, and she's like, not. It was just kind of funny. They're like, well, I guess that's what the twin sons did to them, right? The age of pretty bad. Kev's Collectibles. Kanan is important now in the Mandalorian show. Yeah, I guess so. King Fufi, Clone Wars, talking to Yoda, if I remember correctly. Okay, yeah, I think there was an episode of that. I'm not too familiar with all the Clone Wars stuff. Like I said, I binged it real fast because it was on Netflix, and they're like, oh, we're taking it off. And then, just like 2 months later, they put it on Disney Plus. So I could have taken my time with it, but I didn't. Got 2 more here. Obi-Wan and Anakin. It's just a trade paperback of a little 5-issue series that they had. I don't remember being too pleased with this. I think I did review this one on my website and like just a written review. I believe it was this series where we had Palpatine talking with Anakin, being real like weird, and it kind of came off pervy. It's just very comical and weird. So yeah, I'll put a link down in this video some later on to my website. Well, I guess it's already there, where you can find some of those reviews. We have Star Wars Mace Windu, Jedi of the Republic. I did not like the art in this book. Something about it was really funny. Yeah, Mace Windu just looks like a completely different person, different character through the whole thing. But that does it for the Star Wars comics. That's all I have, all the trades. Like I said, I already sold all my single issues, but now it looks as though I'm wanting to get rid of all the trade paperbacks. I just don't care to have them. And as you can see back here, I've got some Funko Pops. Let's go ahead and go through that. Got some Funko Pops that I've started listing on eBay to sell because I just don't need them anymore. There's other stuff that I want, other nerd things, Okay, let's see what you guys are saying in the comments before we get to these. It's like things might be getting crazy over here. Some legend things are canon, but not much. Yeah. Thrawn equals Ezra Bridger. Kev's Collectibles. Lots of legends now canon, actually. Yeah. Thrawn equals Ezra Bridger. Well, depending on what happens in The Mandalorian, we might be pretty cool to see Thrawn. I'm not going to spoil everything that happens in this last episode, but yeah, I was pretty excited about something. Not Star Wars. This is a Stranger Things pop. This actually just sold. I sold that one. I need to box it up. That happened today. Well, Arthas from World of Warcraft. Some of these things I just got because I was like, oh, that's a cool character. And yeah, I did like the to play World of Warcraft back in the college days, but I don't know anything about Arthas. I'd never paid attention to the story because this is like before I liked to read books and pay attention to stories. I was like, yeah, game I'm playing. I was playing a game, just gonna go do things. And then now after I don't play anymore, I wish that I really would have paid attention to the storyline in that game. We've got a couple Star Wars things here too, but before we get to that, we got the Lord of the Rings. Frodo Baggins, he's invisible. He's an exclusive. Yeah, Slimer. Oh, I can't believe you're getting rid of Slimer. Well, you know what? I've got him in a like a 3-pack set thing. It's really cool. Tim the Enchanter. If you guys have seen Monty Python, Holy Grail, funny character. That one is like really, I think, expensive, hard to find, more rare. Mandalorian Greg. What book is better, Crystal Star or Darth Plagueis? Definitely Darth Plagueis. Do not the Crystal Star. Oh my gosh. Don't read the Crystal Star. It'll scar you for life. It's messed me up pretty bad. It's a lot of PTSD. Darth Bane. Definitely Darth Bane. Darth Bane is an awesome trilogy. I love that series. I would really like to revisit that one. I need to. In fact, it's all up there, up in the top shelf. Yeah, I actually asked my dad, who's just, he likes to read books. Nothing. He's like talk Star Wars with him. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Doesn't care. He saw all the movies, not the new ones. He doesn't care. I don't even think he saw the prequels. Maybe episode 1. He took me to that one. It was like, I like right before I could drive. He's like, yeah, I'll take you. He went and saw that. But I was like, hey, Dad, will you read this book for me? I want you to tell me what your honest thoughts are. And I let him read book 1 of Darth Bane. He's like, that's awesome. That was a really good book. And then I forgot to take him book 2. Now that I'm thinking about it, I probably need to run that over to him pretty soon. He read it several months ago, but he really enjoyed it. So not a Star Wars fan really, but now he likes a Star Wars book. Let's see. Oh yeah, okay. Mandalorian Greek. Already read The Crystal Star. Took 10 years of your life. It's funny. And of course, All American Cornbread comes in with blasphemy. Crystal Star is the best EU book. Ugh. Kev's Collectibles. Jedi versus Sith. The Rule of Two. Yeah. Jonathan, what you fought on Shadow of the? What are my thoughts on the Shadow of the Empire novel? I really like to know. Well, I read it, and let's just say the video game from the Nintendo 64 and the toys are just so much better than the book. Okay, I did not like the book. The book was really weird and creepy. The villain, people, I've heard it several different ways. There's Shizor and Zizor. I thought he was just a really weird, pervy guy. I mean, just trying to rape Leia like through the whole book. It's just weird, creepy. But yeah, I wasn't really a fan of the book. Can't remember who the author of it was. Steve something. Steve Perry. It's right behind me. Yeah, didn't like that book that much. The video game on Nintendo 64, absolutely incredible. One of the best video games of all time. I got the Darth Vader pop here, from Rogue One. All that reflection. Gonna be selling that one too. And this is my favorite version of Luke. We got Luke Skywalker from Return of the Jedi. Gonna be selling that one. Don't need them. Don't need these things. There are a couple of them that I'm going to be keeping, but those just don't need them anymore. You know, not too many other things. A bunch of Black Series figures. Took those and sold those a couple of days ago. I had the Snowtrooper from Solo. She looked really cool. Had Chewie from Solo, the Kenobi Walgreens, like Spirit Kenobi from Walgreens exclusive, and there was one other Kylo Ren. Got rid of that one. Oh, Jonathan says Dash Rendar is not a good character. In the video game, he was, and he's a cool action figure with the Outrider. I love that ship, the Outrider. Looked pretty cool, and it's actually visible in the special edition of A New Hope, which was really fun. I remember seeing that for the first time. My mind was blown. Mandalorian Greek says, "What's your favorite novel of the new canon?" Well, man, I've always liked Lost Stars. That was always my favorite one. But let's see. I got to look at them. I guess I would have to still just go with Lost Stars. I really like that one. It was, even though it's a YA novel, but Catalyst was also a really good book. I liked that one. I need to do another top 10 canon books. I think that might be a good idea. Now that there's been so many more books released, I need to go revisit. I think I've made a list a couple years ago, right after the Ahsoka novel came out, I think, of like, oh, my top 10 favorite. I need to do another one of those. That'd be kind of fun. Jonathan would like to see Dash Rendar become canon, arrogant and selfish as he is. That'd be cool. I mean, that'd be a neat character to pop up in the Mandalorian. It's like Dash Rendar. Kind of like a Han Solo copy, but, you know, still has a cool ship. And he's different. All American Cornbread, you're just intimidated by his large shoulder pad. Small time. Dash Rendar was better in Shadow Games than Shadows of the Empire. Yeah, I heard that's like the only other book he's in, isn't it? Mandalorian, are you excited to read novels coming out of the High Republic? Yeah, I would really like to get my hands on that High Republic novel, The Light of the Jedi. I was hoping that a copy would have been here by now, but it has not arrived. That's driving me absolutely crazy. Because I want to see the new era and see where you know, how it goes. I have a feeling that we're going to get some Yoda, which I believe that announcement has been made that he's going to be in the show, or the book. Pouring water. Okay. He's like, oh, he's going to be in the show. It's water. Oh, nice mug. Thank you. Yeah, a friend of mine gave me the little Star Wars sweater mug. Cheers. Yeah, I'm looking to see how they treat Yoda. They better not screw Yoda up. Yeah, he's gonna be young. I hope they're not just like, oh, he's gonna be rebellious just because, you know, we know him, and he's gonna have all these stupid little trials and fail, and it's like, oh, one of these days. I don't want anything like that. Be cool if there was no, never mind. I don't want to mention any prophecy of anybody, because that's one of my favorite things that people always tend to forget with these arguments with Anakin being the chosen one. Like, oh, is Anakin the chosen one? Is it Luke? Is it Rey? What is the chosen one? As well, what Yoda says in Attack of the Clones is, well, misread. No, it wasn't Attack of the Clones. It was Revenge of the Sith. And he's like, misread. That could have been, which is what I believe was actually what happened. Of the Daily Blab. Didn't know you still existed. Nice. Welcome. Jonathan says, my dad started to read a book for the first time, for the first in years. Which is, I guess, a Star Wars book. Oh, Star Trek. I've never read a Star Trek book. I've watched the J.J. Abrams reboot of the movie, the first two. That's pretty much my extent of Star Trek. That I watch all the Red Letter Media stuff. They talk about Star Trek, and for some reason I watch that and listen. They make things very entertaining over there. Uh, Mandalorian, gotta go. Thanks for your content, brother. Expanded Universe fans around the globe love you. May the Force be with you, and may the Force be with you. Thanks for joining me. Glad you stopped by tonight. All American Cornbread. We will get to see him conceive baby Yoda. Oh gosh, which the name was revealed. I don't know if I should mention it. I'm not. Because it came out today. I don't feel comfortable giving out spoilers, so I'm not. Maybe on my next live stream. Maybe when I get some folks on to have a better discussion, we'll talk about all the nice spoilery things that have happened. Yeah, there was like the theory that Yoda, the child, was going to be taken back in time and become Yoda. That was silly. Be like, oh, here's the proof. I was like, well, you can't believe anything you read, especially with Star Wars rumors. A lot of that stuff is just crazy fans coming up with the craziest theories and pushing it out there for everyone. Small time Yoda and Yaddle must have been knocking boots. Oh boy. King Foofy, the light whip is coming back in the High Republic. Not sure how I feel about that. Yeah, that's kind of a weird one. I don't understand how that works. I mean, a lightsaber, if it's just light, but it's like a sword, but the whip, I don't know, the motion just seems to be strange. Jonathan, what are my thoughts on the novel Survivor Quest, Star Wars? Survivor's Quest, I have not read that yet. I've made it, I read the Star Wars, the New Republic era, and then I decided to go back to the very beginning to start over and do a chronological order. So everything in the New Republic era has been read. Then I jumped back to the beginning and made it as far as the approaching storm. And I've just been slacking so much. It took me, because of all the new stuff that keeps coming out, it's like there was a time with a new canon, it was like every single month a new book came out. It's like, gosh, I want to read the expanded universe, but I'm dedicating all the time to these other novels that have been sent to the house to review. And I'm like, okay, well, I got to do this. This is priority. And then I'll get back to the expanded universe. But now that there's been like this little lull and like, oh, well, nothing's being published right now. Let's wait until January. But these months have gone by so fast that I haven't really had a chance to just sit down and read The Approaching Storm. But I am on chapter 5, which is nice. I'm going to be moving along with that. I'm going to be swapping with the new Paper Movies book that we're reading with the Paper Movies Book Club, which, guys, Gremlins, you can find it cheap on abebooks.com. Get your copy so you can join us on the discussion of Gremlins next month in December. That's the book club pick. It's a Christmas movie. Therefore, it's a Christmas book. So we're going to read it in December. Small time. I have one spoiler. Michael Bean is old. Okay. Jonathan, yeah, Disney pumping up comic books way too much. Yeah, the comic books. That's why I'm giving up, and I just want to sell them all because like I can't keep up with that. The novels is one thing, but that plus the show now and the comic books, it's like how much money do I have to keep throwing out there? I don't want to do the comic book stuff anymore. Everybody keeps telling me go get involved with the expanded universe books or the expanded universe comics. It's like the same problem there. It's like, well, I'm not going to have the time to read those. I want to read the expanded universe. I like to read the canon stuff. I would like to read some World of Warcraft books still. I like the few that I've read. Well, there's one that I just stopped reading. It was like so boring and dull. It was the last one that came out, the new one. Madeline Rowe wrote it, and I think she's written some stuff for Star Wars too. It was just so dull. It was so bad. I just like I can't do it. I have to put this back on the shelf. Ugh. But yeah, I would like to read some more World of Warcraft books. The Stranger Things novels that came out, they were pretty decent. I wish more of those would come out. But, I started reading the Lucanus trilogy, and it's actually pretty good. The first book, anyway, I read it and read that actually pretty fast for me. It was like over 600 pages, which, you know, I'm a slow reader. It takes me time, a little while to get through these books, but it was a very good fantasy book. And I know I'm not going to review it on the channel. Like, I'll just tell you, I recommend that you pick it up. It was a fun fantasy read, you know, old magic and swords, that kind of thing. Um, yeah, canon, expanded universe, Warcraft, random fantasy novels. I need like the whole Wheel of Time series. I need to jump back in that because I've been putting that off for several years. Let's see, King Fufi. All the Darth Vader comics in the new canon are good. They might be worth the read, in my opinion. Yeah, I just can't remember them. I read like what I showed earlier in the video. There's 2 runs that I have, and well, I don't think I have the entire run of the second Vader series that came out, but yeah, I have 3 of them, and I was just like, I don't have the time anymore. I just don't. Jonathan, what is your thought on the prequel Star Wars books? The prequel Star Wars books, like for the expanded universe, like the books that came out before the prequel timeline. Is that what you're talking about, or are you talking about for the canon? Oh, or the novelizations, 1, 2, and 3. I read the first novelization for Star Wars and the Phantom Menace. I enjoyed it. I mean, a lot of it was the same as the film, but there are some special little moments in there that are different. I think it refers to Darth Bane. I wrote notes on it, and I don't have those notes with me because I still need to put my review out for that one. But yeah, Anakin has like a little weird moment with the Tusken Raiders. That was pretty interesting. But for the Attack of the Clones and the Revenge of the Sith novelizations, have not read those yet. But I will. I will eventually when I get to them. Like I've got the Approaching Storm, and I think I could be wrong. I can't see it from here. I think Attack of the Clones is coming up pretty quick after the Approaching Storm. I'll review all of those. That'll be part of my. I'll go into 2 of my playlists: the Legends reviews and the canon reviews, because you know they fit into both canons. So my favorite. Jarrett Whaley says favorite EU book. Well, my favorite EU book. Jeez, I might have to just say, gotta turn around and look. You know. The first book that introduced me to the expanded universe was Death Troopers. I was bored one day. My wife was like, "Hey, I got to work overtime. Sorry, you had to wait in the car." And I was like, "I'm not going to sit in the car with nothing to do." I went over to Barnes and Noble, and I walked by the Star Wars section, and I was like, "You know what? I'm going to read a Star Wars book. I hate reading, but I like Star Wars. I'm going to try a Star Wars book." Picked it up, fell in love with the Star Wars expanded universe. Now I have all of the Star Wars Expanded Universe books. Not the YA stuff or the junior reader stuff, just the Expanded Universe novels that you can find on the novel timeline. I've got all of them. All because of Death Troopers by Joe Schreiber. But my absolute favorite, you know what, it might be Outbound Flight right now. I know sometimes these favorites always tend to change. Outbound Flight really reignited like my love for Star Wars. I was getting that fatigue, the Star Wars fatigue, like bored with it. Like, oh my gosh, got to read another novel. Rogue Planet, I did not like that book, and then I was like, man, I'm getting bored with the canon. I'm getting bored with the expanded universe. Read Outbound Flight, and spark reignited, and I was happy. The Cloak of Deception was pretty good. I enjoyed that, Jonathan. Yeah, it was funny on my review. I was like, "Oh, it's a good book." We get our like surprise little cameo of a character that appears way later in the timeline, and then like 2 books later, he appears again. So I was like, "Oh, great!" He just appears 2 books later. I'm an idiot. But I have a lot of fun with the EU books. The Darth Bane, though, best trilogy I think that there is. What I love about it is that's not just like this epic character of like, oh yeah, he's just a bad A, everything goes his way. No, the guy he's got trials and he fails, and like he's a real character, you know. He's not this unstoppable, everything goes his way. Things sucked in his life. It was like it's more of a tragedy than anything, and that's what I loved about it so much. I like movies that end in tragedy sometimes. It's like I know there's the that one movie. I always forget the title for some reason, even though I like it a lot. It's a mobster movie. The way it ends just was incredible for me. I liked it. The Departed. There's the remake of The Departed, Martin Scorsese, and all the full cast of characters. I love the ending of that movie. It was perfect in my opinion. I'm spilling this water. Jeez. Uncomfortable drinking on camera, I guess. Jonathan says, the prequel legend books do not deserve the legend treatment because those books fit in canon also. Yeah. Jarrett, I'm on Heir to the Empire right now. Okay. So, Jarrett, I have a question. Are you reading in a particular way? Do you have all of the books? How are you reading these books as they come out, and then go back and like, oh well, I missed this one when it came out? Because on the new canon stuff, I started that one from book one. Like all of my collection of the canon is all hardcovers. Like I got those immediately, and the first hardcover book of Star Wars that I actually ever got was Kenobi. That was after I can't remember what my after I read the crap. See, my brain. I'm tired, guys. Almost 10:30. After I read Death Troopers, I think that's when I went back and Kenobi had like just come out, and I was like, oh, that's cool, a new one. I'm gonna get that. So I'm glad it was like a one-shot book rather than like some book 5 in a series, because then I would have been completely lost. But yeah, Justin literally just read Ahsoka. I did not like that book. I could not get like into the character for the longest time, and the book drove me crazy because it's like you have to really pay attention to the events in the Clone Wars to understand what's happening. And then that book has been contradicted now with the stuff that's happened in the Clone Wars series. The way that she loses her lightsabers completely changed. Jonathan, like Splinter of the Mind's Eye can't be Legends. Yes, that's very true. The original sequel to Star Wars. It was funny. I had a conversation with some guys the other night after we did our Paper Movies Book Club video. If you guys haven't checked out that channel, please do so. Paper Movies Novelization Book Club. We started talking about the Splinter of the Mind's Eye, and how it was like if Star Wars fails, this is the sequel book. Well, the sequel is like, oh, successful. So, okay, we're going to make a different movie. Here's a book that's Star Wars related. And to me, that book is no longer like canon for anybody because it just doesn't fit in. It's a weird read. All American Cornbread, The Departed ending was great. Yes. Jared, Kenobi's a good one. Yes, it is. I liked it. I would like to revisit that one too. There's several of these expanded universes that I would like to revisit. Like the Bane trilogy, definitely would like to revisit that one. You know, the one that I've read twice now, and I still feel like I forget it. I don't know why this book will not stay in my brain. Is what Jarrett says here, Darth Plagueis. He says Darth Plagueis is good. Yes, for some reason that book will not stay in my brain. Like I forget everything that happens to it inside that book, and I've read it twice. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know why that stuff won't stick with me. There's certain books that happens with. Like I'll read it and things will just get stuck in my brain, and other things, it's like goes in my eyes and just like did not get absorbed whatsoever. Justin, me and a buddy are going down the canon line on YouTube. Line on Utini includes novels. Sorry, my thing is shifting here. Me and a buddy are going down the canon line on Utini includes novels and movies and shows. Awesome. I mean, it's nice that there's websites that keep up, or podcasts, whatever, that make timelines that are easy to follow. Books, to me, even like with the new canon, you think that they would have a schedule set out to where it's like, okay, well, here's this book. Let's include the next 5 books in the timeline to keep them more accurate, but they don't. It's like, oh yeah, well, here's the new book, and we're gonna put this new book in the timeline, and then that's it. And you're like, well, okay, because if you don't have the newest book, then you're not gonna know what order to read these books. Jeffrey Watson, I'm reading Truce of Bakura at the moment. It's great. Yeah, I remember reading Truce of Bakura. I thought it was just all right. I think that one had some weird, like, lizard alien people in it. Um, Small time. I enjoyed the last paper movies. Thank you. I could tell Mad Machad is on top of his Spider-Man knowledge. Yeah, yeah, that's fun. I like how we did that. I know we talked about doing a live Spider-Man conversation on the Paper Movies channel, have other people included in the discussion, because that's what we were really bummed out with in our last our first 5 or 6 episodes, where it's like it's just us hosts talking about this, and we're a book club. We need to get everybody involved, so we try to open the floor up to where it's like, hey, everybody, bring us your thoughts, because if we read the comments as we're having our discussion, we get derailed so fast, and we try to stay on the subject until after the fact. So hopefully, I got some new software here that we worked with. We did a pre-recording, uploaded it, and now it's just the same thing's gonna happen in December. We're gonna do a pre-recorded episode, but because Christmas I think is that Thursday, or maybe it's Christmas Eve. I don't know, but everybody's got their plans, so holiday seasons get weird with the book club there. But it's a lot of fun reading the novelizations. We've had talks of possibly doing a Star Wars novelization eventually. That might be pretty fun, but not 100% sure on that one just yet. We will have a new list of novels that we would like to talk about coming soon to the channel. So, guys, if you like to read, I'm seeing a lot of new names popping up here in the chat, and I really appreciate you guys stopping by and talking with me. But yeah, the paper movie stuff is so much fun. We picking up novelizations, the books based off of screenplays of just random films. A lot of fun. You can learn some weird stuff like this. Like, I don't like talking about these things before we have our discussion, but I'll just say right now, this starts off really weird. Jonathan, I also read books more than once. Yeah, I see. I've read few books more than once, but like I said, like the few that I definitely would like. I have a Band-Aid on my hand, cut myself, but I do have a desire to reread some of those books, like Bane. I read the Darth Plagueis, like I said, twice, and forget everything. So I definitely need to revisit that one, because I need it to stick, so I can take some better notes this time and make a review. Because I thought, like, oh yeah, okay, I'm going to read this. I want to make a review. Then I just moved on to something else, and then I thought, okay, well, I need to make a review. What happened? So I reread it, failed to take notes again, went on to something else. This was probably all during the time that like Del Rey was publishing all the new canon stuff. I was like, oh, here's a book. Oh, here's a book. Oh yeah, don't forget about this one. And I was at one time really getting into all the comic books and like going through all of that stuff at the same time. So just things got busy and complicated. So yeah, trying to cleanse my mind of all this stuff. King Foofy, do you think Thrawn is too perfect when it comes to his deductions, or do you not really mind? Well, see, that's the thing, is that there's a lot of really stupid stuff in Star Wars. I know that might piss some people off. There are a lot of stupid things in Star Wars, both canon and expanded universe. Thrawn is a cool character, but he's also an annoying character, because yeah, in the new books, even the old ones, it's like, oh yeah, yes, well, maybe if I just put my coffee right here, then I don't know, just the weird stuff, it does get dumb, and you're like, okay, this is a little too stupid, but I'm going to disconnect from that and just go with it. So I hope that does that answer your question? I guess I don't mind. but I do find it slightly annoying. I enjoyed the new Thrawn book, Thrawn Ascendancy. That one was really good. I did enjoy that. The original books, original canon Thrawn books, those were good too. I know that when I read those, I was like, oh, this is awesome. But over time, they've kind of gone downhill just a little bit in my, like, oh, it's been up in there for a while. Don't really care for it as much as I did when I first read it. But yeah, Ascendancy, great. The second book has been announced, I think, coming in April, maybe before. But the cover looks like it's going to be just like red and black, which is cool. Maybe they'll do the red edging on the side of the paper too. That'd be cool. I like how they did that, the book design with the blue border around the pages, gilding. I think it's art gilding. It was cool. I enjoyed that. But yeah, the story was pretty good. I was hoping that we'd get some stuff with the Grisk, because they teased that in the other Thrawn books. Like, oh yeah, the Grisk. There's some dark, demented things that are coming this way to destroy the galaxy. But we didn't get any of that in. We have no answers to that stuff. Like, everything with Thrawn is always just such a mystery, but he knows everything. Justin, totally understand what you're saying about the canon book release order. We just read Thrawn Ascendancy because that's what the list said, and figured out everyone was tough with it being fourth. Yeah. Justin, what were your thoughts on the Thrawn Ascendancy? Jarrett, do you like the Crystal Star? I absolutely do not like the Crystal Star. Sorry, I was having a PTSD moment there with the Crystal Star. Waru is so disgusting. And All American Cornbread loves the Crystal Star. Oh, All American Cornbread. He loves the Crystal Star. Yeah, right. Justin, book in a second trilogy. Did I miss something there? Oh yeah, okay, yeah. The Thrawn being the second trilogy. Yeah. Small time. I'm guessing it was the Crystal Star that cut his hand. Yes. Yeah. Paper cuts. Thanks, Crystal Star. Thanks, Waru. You bastard. I don't like the Crystal Star. I know I've made it. It's like a running joke on the channel. I've found things on the cover that are like little secret subliminal messages where you have 666 written in the Millennium Falcon there. I've made several videos. It's funny because some of the videos that I've made, I would say that my humor is pretty dry. Some people might think that some of the stuff that I say is like legit, but it's kidding. Like a lot of the videos with the Waru thing is just for fun. It's stupid. I don't really take this stuff all too serious, but yeah, I do hate the Crystal Star. I made a meme actually because they had that whole misprinting. Some people still don't know about the misprint. They put this book called Witchfire, and they switched the interior of the book with like the Crystal Star cover, and Witchfire interior. Witchfire cover with Crystal Star interior. I made a little thing with like that Vince McMahon guy, where the eyes turn red and stuff. I thought it was funny, but like every time I post it somewhere on social media, like I don't get it. It's like, oh, great. Now that we're talking about it, I kind of want to bring it up on here and show everybody in case you guys haven't seen it yet. Look at that. It's right there. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm sending it to my computer so I could pull it up. I think it's hilarious, but other people probably think it's just stupid. Which I agree with. It is stupid, but yeah. I still can't believe the Vonda McIntyre Trust liked my tweet about a video that I made of making a Spam and Cheerio Waru. That live stream was a lot of fun. It was so stupid. Okay, let's see. I'm sorry, I've been missing what this stuff is. Jonathan, do you find books are too long? Sometimes books are too long for no reason. Yeah, they could have ended it like 100, 200 pages ago. Yeah, I can't recall like any of them off the top of my head right now, but yeah, I've read books that are like that. Like watching a movie that's too long. Yeah. Jeffrey Watson, I've had a blast lately going to used bookstores and trying to complete my Legends collection. It's surprisingly affordable. Yeah, that's the way I did it. I had a couple of them that I bought new, but most of the Expanded Universe books that I have are all used. Finding them in the half price bookstore or on eBay, and like you get on eBay and type in like Star Wars book lot, and you could find like 10 books for $5. It's awesome. Best way to do it. Justin, I'm a huge fan of Thrawn from watching Rebels, so I knew a little about him. Okay, the names made me feel dumb not knowing how to pronounce them. Yeah, I know. Zahn gets crazy with his names. Before we go on to the next one from King Foofy, I'll just show you my photo here, a screen share of that meme. This is like based off of the misprint. You got Witchfire, with the Witchfire cover. I'm like, oh, okay. You get the Witchfire with the Crystal Star cover. Yeah, getting a little more excited. The Crystal Star inside the Witchfire. Getting excited. Oh, look, you got the Crystal Star with the Crystal Star. Total madness. Okay. Yeah, hopefully somebody finds that humorous. I thought it was funny. King Fifi. I think the Grisk are going to wage war against the Chiss. They might even destroy Scylla or prove a significant threat against the Chiss. I think this will be a big battle. I hope so. I really do hope that they bring the Grisk in and that there's some crazy stuff that happens. Maybe even, well, no. I'm going to say get Sidious involved with stuff, but I just don't know how that would. Jonathan, Starship Trooper, first movie that bomb at the box office back then, is a classic. I read the book just called Starship Trooper, and it was such a boring book. Okay, yeah, I never read the book, and I actually have not seen Starship Troopers. Yeah, I know. I knew somebody that I used to work with a lady who's like great uncle, I think, wrote that book, which was pretty neat. What was her last name? Heinlein, I think. You might correct me if I'm wrong about that one, but world best without music. Hi, how are you? I'm good. How are you? A small time. Every picture of Vince McMahon in existence makes me laugh. Yeah. So King Fufi, some of the Cilia. That was like the Thrawn homeworld, I believe, like the head of the Ascendancy, which for some reason reminds me of some stuff that happens in book 2 of the Alphabet Squadron book. There's that planet, which is off. I can't remember what it's called, but it says that like, was it centuries ago, like 2 centuries ago, it was like the head of the government in the galaxy, which makes me wonder if that's there's like our first tease at something that's coming in the High Republic series. Is if that planet does not appear, I'm gonna have to look this up. I'm gonna have to go back and watch my my review of it to get that name. But it was like a big city planet. If they do not include that in the High Republic series, I'm going to be irritated, because if it was like such a prominent planet back in the day, 200 years ago, which is when the High Republic is supposed to be taking place, 200 years ago, and that place is not the head of government, then stuff is just not cool, not getting their canon straight, and that would be very annoying. Okay, sorry. Jarrett, do you like Tales from Mos Eisley Cantina, Tales from Bounty Hunter Wars? I have them all, just haven't had a chance to read them yet, but I will. I'll get to them. And I know, like I said, I've disappointed a lot of people with not putting up many Expanded Universe book reviews, but they will be coming. I promise. I really enjoy reading the Expanded Universe and want to get more reviews posted for that. I also have to compare to see what people want more, the canon or the Expanded Universe. It's like there's that mixed bag of people that are like, oh, I like the canon reviews. Oh, I like the Expanded Universe. I'll have to see. All-American Cornbread. If you want a good military sci-fi, read Galaxy's Edge Legionnaire. Read Galaxy's Edge Legionnaire. What is that? Galaxy's Edge. There's nothing to do with Star Wars, does it? Jonathan, did you read some Halo books, Terminator or Doom? No, I have not. The only other franchise that I was interested in reading was the World of Warcraft stuff, which, like I said, I mean, there's quite a bit of books, and they have like no canon timeline, and you can like search for it, like World of Warcraft canon timeline or timeline of the novels. Not a single timeline is the same. Like there's like no official timeline with the Warcraft stuff, and it drives me crazy because I don't know how to sort my books. I'm like, I don't know how to go with these things. Like, I don't want to just pick a random one off the shelf and read it and then go to the next one and it'd be a completely different timeline and storyline. And I'm like, I don't know, I'm confused. It's really weird, very weird. Some of them have numbers on them, like 1, 2, and 3, but from every other timeline, they're like, no, you can't do that. You have to read this one here and this one here, and it's just so confusing. That might be why I've stepped away from that one too, and just like picked up that Lucanus Trilogy book 1. Excellent book. It's like I should be reading Warcraft or an expanded universe book. Sometimes it's healthy to take a break. Jeffrey Watson, Robert Heinlein, he's one of the science fiction greats. I love his short story trios. Yeah, see, yeah, Heinlein. So I worked with one of his relatives. King Fufi, yeah, that would be a really cool connection. Small time. I think the Tales, yeah, the cool connection with the Alphabet Squadron Book 2 planet. Is that you're guessing to? Small time. I think the Tales books that Jarrett mentioned are a great way to pull people into reading the EU. I might have to just like jump ahead and read one of those sometime. They look like they'd be fun books. I think those aren't they just like collections of short stories in a way? All American Cornbread says Galaxy's Edge is the name of a book series completely unrelated to Star Wars theme park. Okay, thank you for clarifying. Yeah, these Star Wars books, man, they get crazy. Speaking of Terminator, somebody you just mentioned, did I read Terminator? No, I haven't, but you know what I do have? I plan on doing like unboxings with these. I've done a few Batman Topps cards. I have an unopened, still sealed Terminator 2 official movie cards. Now, this doesn't appear to be from the Topps brand, and it's not. Impel Marketing. Impel. But I thought that might be fun to go through and open those up sometime. I don't. These probably don't have the hard stick of chewing gum in them like the Topps cards, but yeah, how cool is that? Got that at like an auction like several years ago for $1. So yeah, need to make some. So I thought, you know what, make some content with it. And that might be fun to go through and look at. I love Terminator 2. Okay, Small Time says they are short stories. Most are really good. Okay. Now I know that I have an audio tape of an expanded universe story, and I believe it was from the Mos Eisley Cantina book. It's got Obi-Wan Kenobi on the front. It's like the Lover's Quarrel or something weird like that. I don't think it's actually on my canon shelf either. I put it away. No, it's there. It's there. Nightly. Nightly. The Lover's Tale. The Bantam Doubleday Dell Audio Publishing by Barbara Hambley. So the VHS, or not VHS. What am I? Such an idiot. The cassette tape is in here. Got this at a half-price bookstore a couple years ago, but yeah, there it is. Audio tape. You can listen to this. It'd be fun. It'd be fun to listen to. I actually do have a tape player around here. It is 1995. Running time is 60 minutes. So 1 hour audio book, I believe, is from that Cantina stories. Jonathan, so you didn't read any Splinter Cell novels? Nope. Jeffrey Watson, the Cantina Band short story is a great one. We don't do weddings. Yeah, there's from a certain point of view, the from A New Hope has some stories with the band. I didn't like that book. I didn't like the second one either. But I'm still going to be pushing those reviews out. I've made 3 reviews of each of the first 3 short stories. I've got a lot of them written out already that I just need to film. Find the time to do that. That's what I should have been doing tonight. But hey, this is fun. I like talking to you guys. Completely random too, coming on here. This didn't expect to really do anything. I put lights up, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stream. Wife is in bed. She doesn't feel too good. She passed out, so I'm like, I'm gonna go do something else. King Poofy. I like that name. It's funny. Really want a Cad Bane book would be really neat. You know what? I actually, like I said several times, and I'll say it again, like I really don't care much for the characters that come from the Clone Wars, but the Cad Bane would be a very interesting story. I mean, I think his alien race is really cool. I can't recall what it is at the moment, but we have another one in canon called Shriv from one of the Battlefront games, which he made his way into a novel too. Jonathan, good night. Thanks for joining. Glad you were here and had some conversation here. But the Cad Bane would be awesome to see. I actually thought Duros. That's right. Thank you, All American Cornbread. Some of this stuff, just doesn't stick. But yeah, the other Duros that was in Jeffrey. Thank you. Was Shriv. He appears in the video game Battlefront 2, and he also shows up in the novel, the Rebel Resistance Reborn. That's what it is. Briefly. So that was cool. But I would like to see him show up in The Mandalorian, honestly. I thought actually there was like in season 1, there was like the boots. There was like I don't even think that was resolved, was it? In the Mandalorian, he goes out into the desert, and the lady was going to snipe him, right? And there was another guy that he meets in the cantina who follows the Mandalorian, goes with him out in the middle of nowhere. Jeez, I should have rewatched the stuff. I'm no encyclopedia here, guys. I'm like full-time employee, full-time dad, husband, and part-time Star Wars fan. Full-time Star Wars fan, but like, part-time time, if that makes any sense. But anyway, there's like the lady like looks up, or the guy, I can't remember, and there's like boots that walk up, and you can hear the clanging of like spurs on the boots. Everybody was freaking out saying, "Oh, it's Boba Fett. That's going to be Boba Fett." I was thinking, how cool would it be if it was actually Cad Bane? But turns out that maybe it was Boba Fett, because what we see in Mandalorian season 2 still really not really confirmed that it's Boba Fett. We see a clone, which how cool would that be if it was like a clone trooper that's like a scout for a bunch of other clone troopers that are like, oh yeah, there's some Mandalorian out there. I don't know. All American Cornbread, they have an unfinished scene from the Clone Wars where Boba Fett kills him. Okay, yeah, I think I've heard about that. But unfinished, so not canon, right? So they can still bring him back. With the way things are going in The Mandalorian, I mean, that might be the perfect way to squeeze him in. Plus, I guess there's talk now, a lot of fans are speculating that there's going to be more spin-off shows coming soon. But, they've been saying that there's going to be the Kenobi show. Whatever happened to that? Haven't heard a word. Things got crazy in the writer's room, and everything got put on hold, I guess. I don't know. Don't really care. I'm so happy with The Mandalorian right now that I could care less what's going on. I just hope the books get better, and I hope the High Republic is great. A hardcore beta 8902. I think it was Boba. He was in season 2, episode 1. I like to think it was a little tease. Well, I hope so too. Most odds are it's going to be Boba Fett. I mean, why else show that Tamora Morrison, the guy who plays the clones? If it wasn't, it would have been one of those scenes just that pissed people off. It's like, oh, it's actually not Boba Fett. But I was actually surprised that they never went back to him. But it leaves that opening up to like, hey, well, maybe we're going to get a Boba Fett series or a Bounty Hunter series. That would actually be pretty cool too. Of course, Mandalorian's Bounty Hunter, but like a separate one where it's got Boba Fett, maybe Dengar, all these other guys like just doing their little side missions. I think it'd be cool. Like, I think it'd be neat if Disney Plus did like I said, a Bounty Hunter series that's each episode is just a spin-off story with someone else. And it doesn't have to be a continuous story. Just like, oh, here's a little piece over here. Here's a little piece over here. That'd be cool. They won't do that. Jarrett, do you prefer EU Thrawn trilogy or canon Thrawn? Well, honestly, I'm probably going to go with canon Thrawn. Um, when I did read the Thrawn trilogy from the EU, I was a little bit like I was thinking like, okay, well, it seems like this guy's a little overrated. Even like in the fan base, when I started getting into that, you were like, oh, Thrawn was like the coolest thing ever. It's like, well, I don't know, he's all right. But he was in Rebels, which he wasn't too impressive in that either. But cool character, not my favorite, but he's a cool character, and I'm excited to see what we get in the future with Thrawn, um, and not with just the books. Let's see. All American Incorporated. When Boba Fett shows up again, would you like to see him be a villain for the Mandalorian or an ally? It'd be cool to if he was an ally, you know, because there's always that toss up. Like, well, is Boba Fett really a Mandalorian, or did he just steal the armor? Well, Jango Fett really would have stole the armor, but then Boba Fett got his own set of armor, which I always thought, well, maybe it looks like that was Jango's armor, and it just did a painting, painted it different. But no, it's different armor. If you look at the stuff, it's different armor. We'd like to see more of Boba Fett's origins. That'd be cool. The Fett family origins would be cool to find out about. But I could see them, if they did do something like that, they'd start off as enemies. They have a little fight, little tiff, whatever, and then they'd get over it and like, oh yeah, okay, well, here's your armor back. But I don't know if Mando would just kill him because he's like, well, you showed your face. That's not the way. I guess he didn't have any other options. There's so many little interesting things that they can discover, and we can go through in the Mandalorian and rediscover. Especially, like, I was excited to see the Boba Fett. If it was Boba Fett, I was so excited about that. That was really cool, seeing the armor and Cobb Vanth. Even though I hated Aftermath, I was still pleased to see Cobb Vanth when he showed. As soon as he appeared in the doorway, I was like, holy crap, it's Cobb Vanth. Like, the name just like came right back to me, and I was pleased. I was pleased with that. The one good thing that Chuck Wendig did, I guess. Jarrett, Kenobi starts filming in March 2021. Okay, I hope that's true, and I hope that actually happens. I hope this stupid, we're gonna have to shut down, not gonna be able to do it, virus, whatever. King Fufi, he had a scar as well. Might be from the Sarlacc. I'm pretty sure it's Boba. Yeah. I mean, I would like to know what happened with the Sarlacc pit. There's always been that rumor that he blew it up, right? I think that was even confirmed that that's how they found the Boba Fett armor. Like, the Sarlacc pit was blown out from underneath, like, so there's like a bunch of debris hanging out of this dead Sarlacc pit. I could be wrong about that too. I just making up. Right, VRM. Hey, hi. I hope you guys are having a great stream. Can't wait to watch tomorrow. Good night, everyone. Well, thank you for stopping by. Have a good night as well. All American Cornbread. Jango Fett opened seasons comic. Jango Fett open seasons comic explains Jango and Boba's origins. Okay, all right. I did not know this. So are they Mandos or not Mandos? Can you clarify? I want to know the facts. All American Cornbread. Or is it still open to interpretation? Has anybody listened to this? Was this a nice little treasure to find, or are my ears going to be tainted with this? That is an ugly looking alien. Look at that thing. Ugh. Night Lily. I don't know if I said nightly or night lily. Hardcore beta. What do you think of Jedi Fallen Order? Furthermore, what did you think of the Inquisitors, the Ninth and Second Sisters? You know what? I really enjoyed Jedi Fallen Order. I know some people say, oh, it's too easy, or oh, it's a stupid story. I really enjoyed it. I thought the villains were excellent. I would love to play that game again. I've got like 98% of it done. There's just like 2 crates, I think. It might even be 99% done, I think. But whatever. I've got 2 crates that I was never able to find. And look them up. It's like, well, I'm not going to remember which ones I found or which ones, what. I guess I could look at the areas. I'm such an idiot. Because you could look on your map and you're like, oh, here's the 2 crate or 1 crate that you don't have explored. I need to go do that. Dang it. That way I can have everything unlocked. My 6-year-old, when he was 5, actually played the game and beat it as well. I was actually surprised by that. He was like, I want to play video games. He's like, oh, you know what? You could try playing this one. Freaking beat it. He doesn't play games very often, but when he does, he's like he knows what he's doing. And he does. He does know what he's doing. He even played the campaign mode of not Twilight. I always say either Twilight Company. He played Battlefront 2, and he beat the campaign mode in that one as well. Yeah, he's getting Squadrons for Christmas. He doesn't know that yet. Why would he know that yet? But hopefully that he's gonna be pretty excited about that one. But yeah, I love Jedi Fallen Order. I'm so happy that the soundtrack is available now. And as soon as I found that out, I went straight to the iTunes store and purchased it. And I've listened to it almost every day. But I'm pretty horrible at like liking what I'm hearing and then look at the track and memorize what track it is. I just start from the beginning every day and just like go back down. I like it. I know there's one that Bogana. I like that track, and I like the Cal Kestis. That's the first track. Really like that one too. Very, very pleased with the soundtrack. I've heard that the Squadrons soundtrack is really good too, but I haven't listened to it yet. But I will soon. Maybe there's going to be a sale, and I'll purchase it on sale through the iTunes. But All-American Cornbread, Jango is a Mando, but kind of got ran off. Boba is obviously a Mando in the EU, but still up for debate in canon. Okay. So, I mean, why wouldn't Boba be Mandalorian if Jango is? He said obviously in the EU, but still up for debate in canon. But if Jango is in canon, then Boba should be as well. It's like, no, he's not a Mando. He's a clone. I guess you can argue that, right? He's a Camino, right? He's a Caminoan. Oh gosh. Well, I think I'm gonna go. Here's the other cards. I have more cards too, still sealed in the package. That was completely random, wasn't it? G.I. Joe. This is also by that Impel. This is 1991 Hasbro trading cards. It's funny because it says 12 official trading cards, 36 packs per box. Okay. I need to do content. I never watched G.I. Joe. I know that there's some. I played with the toys when I was a kid. I loved those, but the action figures were incredible. All the articulation, and then like at one point in time, all the action figures just their shoulders went up and down. And you're like, what? If we get some G.I. Joe type action figures with Star Wars, that'd be great. All-American Cornbread. Jango is also up for debate in canon. Okay. All right. Well, I guess we're going to find out soon. Maybe in The Mandalorian we'll find out. Maybe not. We'll see. I like how the show's going. Everybody in the comments, while you guys are here, have you watched today's episode that was released of The Mandalorian? And then if you don't watch it, because you're like hardcore EU and don't care about the canon stuff, what if you could have had a Legends show? What Legends show would you have wanted? Jarrett, you did watch today's episode. Did you like it? Without going into the spoiler stuff, because we'll save a spoiler discussion for another time. I'll call in some guests to have on here. Jeffrey, yes, loved it. Okay. I thought the cinematography was great. I'll say that. The music. Oh yeah, that's something about the music. I noticed that the Mandalorian music for chapter 1, or not chapter 1, For the first season, each episode got its own soundtrack. And I think today I looked it up, and let's see. I'm opening it up right now. I'm pretty sure I saw like, oh, season 2, chapters 9 through 12. So it's like that's weird that they would have individual episodes with individual soundtracks, and this one just combine all of them into one. I wish they would combine all of them into one with the season 1, because I don't want to pay $8 for each chapter. It's stupid. I just want one soundtrack with all of the songs on it for like $11. Please. But whatever. Eventually, one of these days, I'll get them. Journey. You liked it. Okay, small time. I have watched the latest episode. It was the most pivotal one of the series, in my opinion. Yeah. Yeah, it really was. Yeah, we find out so many interesting things that either people are going to love, hate, have mixed emotions about. And if you're a big fan of the Clone Wars, then you're going to love this one. But still some pretty cool surprises in there. But yeah, I was looking up the stupid soundtrack stuff. I mean, does anybody else collect all the music for all of the Star Wars stuff? I know they have Rebels season 1. How many seasons were there of Rebels? 4? I think they have first 3 seasons or the first 2 soundtracks, and I have not been able to find season 4 or 3. My mind is blank right now on that. The Clone Wars, they have all the soundtracks for that stuff. Just rearranged my phone so I can't find anything, but I finally got it, and I opened the wrong thing. Here we are. I want to search The Mandalorian, which is my ringtone too. The Mandalorian. Let's see. They've got chapter 2 up now. Okay. I don't want songs, I want albums. Chapter 9. Wait, no, what? Chapter 7. See, I hate the organization with this iTunes. Season 2, Volume 1, chapters 9 through 12. It's $9.99 with 13 tracks on it. Okay. But then you got like season 1, you have chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like each its own original score. And the average chapter 6 is $8.99, and it has 11 tracks. And what did I just say? That chapter 2 has 13 tracks. Huh. Interesting how they come up with this stuff. But I love the music. I have some of the Clone Wars stuff. I've got all the movie soundtracks, clearly. And I've got the Shadows of the... Speaking of the Shadows of the Empire, earlier tonight, I've got the soundtrack here, the vinyl, actually. Let's see. All American Cornbread. People complain that the show's music doesn't sound like Star Wars, but I think it's awesome. Well, that's what's cool about it, is it does have hints in it, especially this season, in season 2. There are little subtle, like, the familiar Star Wars notes that you can pick up on. And the one thing that I really actually love about like the Jedi Fallen Order soundtrack we talked about earlier is you can pick up stuff like that ties into even the sequel trilogy music, which I thought was really cool, because like, I don't know, I like things that tie together like that, especially when it comes to the music. But yeah, I mean, The Mandalorian, it's like a different story, so it shouldn't be so thematical and like whatever that we have with all the other Star Wars stuff. So yeah, if it was, I don't know, I have a feeling that if someone else was in charge of doing the soundtrack, they probably would have put Yoda's theme on the child when it shows up, or just stupid stuff like that. But I like the Western feel of the Mandalorian. Jarrett, what are your thoughts on the Jedi Academy trilogy? From what I remember of it, I thought it was all right. I thought it was climatic. Whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. The climax was not that great. The The story was all right. Jarrett Whaley. Yeah, what was the main villain of that trilogy? Wasn't it that ancient one, Sith from? See the name. I know the name. Someone's gonna say it. I'm gonna feel like an idiot, but I know who it is. And they had like they were Masasi temples, right? It was all in Yavin. It's like his ghost haunted the place or something. Um, we don't have Dala in that one, do we? That's not the one with Dala when she shows up, is it? But she was, uh, she worked with Tarkin, right? I had a conversation not too long ago with someone talking about Dala. Asked me questions about her, and I'm like, yeah, I remember her. She kind of worked with Tarkin. She was Exar Kun. Boom. Thank you, guys. See, I knew it. I knew the name. Uh, oh gosh. I just I come off like I don't know anything. I had very little sleep this week. My average sleep this week 5 hours a night. Horrible sleep. I get the dark circles under my eyes. Need to go to bed right now. Jared, yeah, the show music actually makes me feel like the original trilogy. Yeah, yeah, I enjoy this stuff. And you guys, yeah, Exar Kun, yeah. Which I think he also appears in a different book too, right? Exar Kun, doesn't he show up in some other books, or at least mentioned? Dala was Tarkin's lady friend. Yes, yeah, yes, she was. And they had that super weapon. my, my mind is totally blank. See, I feel like Matthew is a fake geek girl. Yeah, that's what it comes across like that sometimes. Um, but I know this stuff because I've read it. He has a comic series. Yeah. Oh yeah, I love Star Wars. I read a comic once. Um, what was I saying? Dala. They have the super weapon that was like a big triangle that like blasted through things. Wasn't that in the Jedi Academy's trilogy as well, or something? Once I get through this timeline, like when I started over, I'm actually going to be rereading all of the New Republic era books as well. So I'm not going to skip over them. Like, oh yeah, I read the Sun Crusher. There you go. Thank you. Um, I will be reading all of them again because I know people are like, oh, Light of the Jedi or the Children of the Jedi was so bad, and I don't really remember that one. And the one book too that I don't remember is Dark Saber. I don't remember much about that. In fact, I don't remember anything. I know that the Black Fleet series, that was a boring trilogy. I did not like that one. That was so hard to get through. Ugh. But it was Lando, and I did not like the way that they wrote Lando in that book, and just everything about it was just not that great. Um, but I thought it'd be smart to go back and start over. Time. If I could freeze it, that'd be great. I can't. So just got to do what I can when I can. Right now, guys, I think I'm gonna go ahead and jump off of here. Happy you guys showed up, had some conversation here. Thought I was just gonna show everybody my comics that I was gonna get rid of and then get off of here. But All American Corporate. Have I read the X-Wing books yet? No, no, I have not. I don't think are those aren't included in the New Republic area, are they? Shelf back here. I'm just looking at something. I got the Black Fleet. No, the New Rebellion. I remember that was the last book I read. The New Rebellion was the last book that I read. That was okay. Isn't Exar Kun mentioned in this one? Right? This doesn't have a timeline in it. That's the benefit of having at least one Legends Banner book in your collection, is that it'll have a timeline and where all these things need to go. Okay, so then you guys have made me You guys have corrected me. Yeah, X-Wing series is in the New Republic. I've read the Truce of Bakura, but I did not read Shadows of Mindor or the X-Wing books, but everything else. It looks like I have. Here's a Legends Canon banner book. Razor's Edge. God, I gotta stop doing that, don't I? Razor's Edge Legends banner book. This one has the timeline. So when it comes to the, I read the Han Solo trilogy. I remember reading that one. That was before the events of A New Hope, so that's not the New Republic era. But yeah, New Republic era, X-Wing, all of those. Then the Courtship of Princess Leia. I did not like that book. That book sucked, in my opinion. One of my first, well, actually, I did not review that. It was like one of my first videos. I mentioned it. I was like, oh, you should skip it. No, I don't recommend you skip books, really, because everybody's got different tastes, you know? We got the Thrawn trilogy, Heir of the Jedi, The Dark Force Rising, Last Command. Then another X-Wing book, the Jedi Academy trilogy, I, Jedi, blah, 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 all the way down to the New Rebellion, and then beyond. So I guess I shouldn't say that I read the entire New Rebellion, when apparently I haven't. I made it down to the New Rebellion, and then there's a trilogy, and then there's the duology, and then 2 other books after that. And then we get into the New Jedi Order. So, okay. Ooh, this book by Martha Wells has a dramatis personae. The new Thrawn book has that. C-3PO is a masculine protocol droid. Oh, okay. Go ahead and put that back. Maybe I'll just do that later. And I'm going to shut this softly this time. I'll make a cornbread your line. Courtship is my favorite Star Wars book. Are you serious? Or are you just doing your little Crystal Stars awesome thing? Water. I want to know, before I get off here, I just have to know, cornbread, is Courtship really your favorite book? Like, I don't know. Christmas is coming around the corner, so I got the lights up. Don't know if I'm going to read a Christmas book like I said I wanted to, because I'd rather read Gremlins and The Approaching Storm. And this, we've got High Republic coming next month, and if it does show up this month, then I guess we have to start reading that. So All American Cornbread. Yes, I'm actually serious. Okay, I love the witches and rancors. Okay, well, you know what? I just need to reread the book, and I will eventually. I guess I was just like upset when I read it. I was like, "There's no way that Leia would be like not interested in Han. There's no way that she'd like let some other dude swoon her." That it bothered me, so I think that like turned me off, and I was like, "No, I don't like this." But she's supposed to be with Han Solo. But you know, we know how things turn out anyway. But guys, thank you so much for watching. And All American Cornbread, I'm just joking with you. You're awesome. Your opinions do matter. And I don't mean to belittle your favorite stuff. That's the thing that people need to realize too. I'm not making fun of anybody for liking certain things. You're not wrong for your own opinions. So there's other people out there that'll tell you that if you like Courtship of Princess Leia, then you're a weirdo. I don't care. There's someone out there's favorite book is Crystal Star. Not me. I'm not going to judge you if it is your favorite book. Yeah, maybe I will a little bit, but I don't care. Guys, once again, thank you. I will see you guys soon. Hopefully, I'll announce when I go live next time rather than just showing up. Anyway, thank you. Have a good night. And I'll catch you later.